I'm Debbie.
And I'm Allison.
And we're the Poltergals. Spooky. Hi, I'm Debbie.
Hi, I'm Allison.
And we're the Poltergals. Welcome to our New Year's Eve episode.
Well,
10,
actually, this will come out
9,
on New Year's, ma'am.
8, 7.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off!
Woo! We made it to the New Year's. Cheers. You don't have a drink. Cheers.
drink.
She has a ghost drink. Cheers.
Drink.
Well, welcome to 2023 Polter Pals.
Yeah,
We made it.
we did.
Allison,
At least I hope we did.
It's time for our year in review. Tell me, what was one of your favorite episodes we covered this year? What was one of the most memorable? Like, what's the first one that like pops out to you?
There's so many.
I know.
I would say locking people in houses
No.
or places.
Okay, but what episode though? What episode did that start from?
What was it, Velasco?
I think it was
Oh,
Velasco.
I think it was Velasco.
Yeah. But yeah,
Dude,
that was
let
one
me
of your
tell
favorite
you.
episodes.
That just for the fact of it started this whole 1 month long thing of let's lock them in this building and see what happens.
Yeah, and that was actually one of our first true crime episodes that we did.
When
That was
Oh,
October
see,
7th. So October 7th. That episode was a while ago, but it was really cool. And then we got into our axe murder series.
Yeah.
So we went from Velasca to Lizzie Borden.
Yeah.
And that was an interesting segue. So that was an interesting time for us. And of course, it's our kickoff for spooky season.
Yeah. I honestly, if it makes you feel any better, I don't remember a whole lot past that
Yeah.
because let's see.
We do one literally every week, guys. And sometimes we do multiple episodes. And especially with what we've been doing in December,
Yes.
it's been crazy.
Let me tell you, December
Mm-hmm.
like fried my brain.
It did.
It's just I can't. I really can't.
I think.
But if you think about it, this time last year,
yeah,
we had literally just started.
that's true.
We were only about 3 months in, so
That's true. That's true. I think one of my favorites was the Moon River Brewery. That's where we started Multi-Hat.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I like that.
So many inside jokes.
Multi-hat.
Yeah, that
and
was
then-
back in April.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Yikes!
Isn't that crazy? Oh my goodness.
Let
And
me
then, I mean, we've done like 100 Salem episodes, but I always love going back to Salem. So.
You know, I think that's one of my favorite spots, just because there's so much history and so
Mhm.
much. It's sad to say, but there's so much darkness that happens there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the perfect little hub for
Yeah.
our stuff.
Yeah.
That and New Orleans.
Ooh, okay. I
'Cause
do love New Orleans. I've
it's
been there,
just-
so I mean, that was
See,
pretty
I've
cool.
never been there,
Mm.
and that I
Maybe
think
we can go for my birthday.
I know that's
Mardi Gras.
that's one thing I'm kind of excited about because I've mentioned this before, but my brother is the strengths coach
Oh yeah.
for LSU
Well,
women's
for our birthday,
basketball.
let me know.
Yeah, so it'd be kind of cool to go over there and then maybe walk around LSU.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
'Cause
I don't care about sports, but
Well, I'm one of those people that I always like enjoy going to visit other college campuses
yeah.
because like I've been to A&M, I've been to Tech,
Mm-hmm.
obviously Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always try to like, oh, it'd be kind of cool just to go visit another college, see how different it is because, you know, you get so used and apparently Siri's like, oh, let me listen too.
Yeah, and I mean, like I live right near Baylor campus, so I see Baylor every freaking day.
Exactly.
So, I mean, when I was in high school, and I was like, I want to go look at cool colleges. I guess I felt more about that than now. I'm a grown up and I don't care.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my God, Allison, I just realized you're wearing a North Carolina t-shirt.
Oh, hey, look at there. I totally
Did you do that on purpose?
No, I swear to God, I just grabbed a shirt and put it on.
Well, guys, little sneak peek for next week. If you guys are not already watching, or not already tuned in, or if you have already listened to the episode, Allison's literally wearing a North Carolina shirt, and today's episode was in North Carolina.
Hey, and it was established in 1789. Look at there.
Wow, good job, Allison. I'm proud of you for once for not wearing a Baylor shirt.
You're welcome.
Allison,
And-
how would you say your style has developed throughout this year?
It hasn't.
After me yelling at you not to wear Baylor shirts.
It hasn't.
It has not at all.
It's Baylor, and then the coincidental shirt matching with the episode.
Great. I love that. My shirt just says namaste all day. This is my yoga shirt. I'm wearing my yoga clothes, and then I have little cats on my pants, and that's why I got little cat paws in my ears.
Oh.
Well, I love this Q&A style. Allison, do you have any questions for me?
I don't know.
I can just be the questioner. I'm used to interviewing people, so
I mean, yeah, it's kind of your whole other.
it's kind of my
podcast.
thing.
I mean, listen, guys. She thinks she's special
Shut
and
up.
bougie because she has another podcast.
You have another podcast too. Allison, plug your other podcast.
It's Please Be on Our Show. And if you guys know Jennifer Love Hewitt, go get her to listen because Mike and I, not Mike and Mike, Mike and I,
Mike and Ike's.
Mike and Ike's, yeah, Mike and Ike's are trying to go over and get Jennifer Love Hewitt to be on our show.
Mhm.
And if you don't know, she's from where we're recording, Waco, Texas.
Waco, Texas. Shout
So,
out.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Allison, I am so glad you're doing another podcast, and I'm definitely gonna have to go listen to it now.
It only took a year for us to.
I know. Okay, cool. So, have you had any other paranormal experiences outside of the Poltergals? Like any personal experiences that you want to talk about that you've had this
Well,
year?
If you go check out Poltergeist's Instagram,
Mhm.
there is a video that I took of my mother-in-law's house,
Mhm.
which I've never given the backstory except for my in-laws, and I think you.
Yeah.
So, the house my mother-in-law lives in, way back when, so my husband is a first-generation American.
Mhm.
His dad conveniently lived next door with some really good family friends that he had met when he came up. And there's a little old lady
Mhm.
that lived in that house.
Mhm.
Her kids never came to visit,
Aw.
never anything. So she's 80, 90 years old,
So sad.
living by herself.
Mhm.
So he felt bad and would come over, bring her food, bring
Yeah.
her dinner, take care of her, make sure she's good. And when my husband's parents finally got together, they would go over there. She's actually the one that named my husband and his sister.
Aw.
So to them, they didn't know their grandparents because their grandparents are still in Mexico. So to them, that was their grandma.
Aw.
So they called her Nano,
Mhm.
which if you listen to it, you can hear that exact name.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, I wonder, because they've always talked about potentially seeing ghosts and whatever. And that house was actually renovated.
Mhm.
And if you
Ghosts don't like
yeah,
renovation.
Yeah. So I went back there
Ghosts hate Joanna Gaines. Hate
and
her.
honestly,
They do.
So the way
Ghosts have a vendetta against Joanna Gaines.
yeah, renovation is a no-go for ghosties.
Yeah.
So they actually renovated. The front house was basically, it's like the living room, the dining room, or the kitchen, the dining room, and then over here
Mhm.
is like an extra living room. So it's like a bedroom, basically a small one-bedroom apartment in the front half.
Yeah.
The back half was essentially just one giant room,
Mhm.
but then they made it into 2 bedrooms and a hallway.
Cool.
So, and that's what you see is the back half of the house in the video.
Mhm.
It's me going down the hallway to what used to be my husband's room.
Wow.
And it's me asking, whose room is this? Me expecting my husband's name.
Yeah.
No, it says Nano.
Oh, that's crazy.
So I was like, oh, hell no. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm headed back.
yeah. Dang, that's crazy. Have you had any other experiences this year that you want to talk about?
No, thanks.
No, you're good. Keep
No,
those to
thanks.
yourself.
Those other 2 are scary.
Oh, ooh, Allison's keeping secrets now.
Mm-mm.
Well, that's fun. Well,
What
that's
about
great.
you?
Me?
Yeah.
I haven't really had any experiences.
'Cause
I went to
she-
Louisiana. That was pretty fun.
Because in the great words of Debbie, she a baby.
I baby. Anyway, I mean, like, nothing like that stands out. Like, nothing that I've actively searched out, you know? Like, I feel like things happen and I just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just kind of like brush it off. I feel like I'm very much like, you know, I guess it's like the joke, you know, like a cat owner. You
Yeah.
hear sounds and you're like, that's fine. But we've been living in our house for 6 months, and I don't think it's haunted. I haven't really got any bad vibes. I do sometimes when I'm alone just get anxious, but I think that's just my own anxiety. I think that's just my own mental illness. But I don't know. I really like our house, and I don't think it's haunted yet. Yet. Yeah, I'm gonna haunt the house. But I also think like it was built in the 50s, so I don't think it's really experienced any hardship. I mean, the house was in really bad condition like before we got it. I mean, like the people, so like it was in really bad condition, and then they like built on the addition. They did a little bit of work on the house, and then they got the flippers, and then now us. So there's like a lot of like little things we're having to fix and stuff like that, like getting up in the attic.
Fixing your plumbing
under the house, getting our plumbing fixed. Oh yeah, it's New Year's, and our plumbing is fixed, kind of. It's fixed for now. So anybody that's been worried about the Debbie plumbing saga, I can shit in my toilet. Thanks for asking. I literally was saying that I want to go home and just take a bath, and that's just going to be so refreshing, like being able to use your bathtub. Wow. Things I never would have thought I would have, like, expect,
my.
Anyway, but yeah, so our plumbing is mostly fixed. If you guys want to donate to my plumbing, my Venmo is DizzyLouDebbie22. Find me on Venmo and send me some money. Just kidding. But all of the original underground pipes are gonna need to be replaced.
That sucks.
So they're like the original terracotta pipes from like the 1950s.
Can I say that I'm thankful that like that hasn't happened for us?
Yeah.
And my house is older than yours.
Oof,
like
yeah, hers was a 1930s home, so who knows what kind of plumbing's under there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thankful for the previous owner, and I feel bad for the previous owner because she's like, no joke, we bought the house and then a few days later passed away, if not the day off. Like, I think the day we signed, she actually passed away.
Whoa, that's her ghost is in that house.
Yeah,
her spirit is connected to the house.
I wouldn't be surprised because she signed the papers the day before we did.
Whoa.
And then we went in. It was like
her last breath. She was like, "I'll do this,"
and so and I'm not gonna complain if she's there. Shit, she can be there.
I mean, that's true. It's her house, so
and that's one thing I've always said is like, I've said out loud in the house. It's like, hey.
If you're here, like, just
like,
vibe.
It's like, I'm cool with y'all being here. Just y'all do y'all's thing, we'll do our thing, we'll kind of live out in this house together. But fine. If y'all have a problem, let me know and I'll go do something about it.
Yeah, and I mean, like, again, I'm like a very spiritualism light. Like, I mean, I lean more towards like pagan and naturalistic spiritualism, where like it's energies in the world and like just kind of like a combination of that. Like, I don't believe like there's like necessarily ghosts, like I mean, of course I think there are maybe demons, but I don't think there's like we talk about it. So I think it's very interesting, and I think that spaces hold energy, and that's like one of the biggest things is spaces hold energy. But I feel like again, as we talk about like during renovation, that's what causes like an upheaval is like you're getting those. It's almost like you're pulling the energy out of a space.
Yeah.
Or I mean, you can, and again, all energies, like I believe in, like matter cannot be destroyed nor created. I think it all goes back into a cycle. But it's very interesting to think about. So yeah, that's fun. But I don't think our house is haunted per se. I think there are maybe energies in it from previous families or previous people in it. And my goal is to put in good energies back into the house. And that's what I want to do. Yeah. I'm going to put good energy into it. We're going to take care of it. We're going to fix all the things we can. And we're just going to make it a space that is good to be in and have fun in and live in. And that's all we can ask. And I mean, like, the creepiest place was when we went to the Hurricane Katrina Memorial.
Ooh.
Like, when we went there, that was a little spooky. It just gave me bad vibes, which, I mean, it's literally unmarked graves of the people who passed away during Katrina.
Yikes.
Which is something sad and, like, you don't really think about. And, I mean, now that I live right next to a cemetery, like a historic cemetery, I think it's very interesting. Like, one of our first times we talked about it on the podcast where we went and walked the cemetery when we first moved in. But like there's people out jogging there and like people take their pets and like it's more of just like a park atmosphere. And we live next to a park as well. So like literally there's like always people outside playing basketball or kids on the swings or like it's just a really sweet little area. And we're so close to Baylor again. Like, I feel like it's just positivity. And I mean, though it's older, and I mean, of course, the neighborhood is getting gentrified, unfortunately. I feel like, again, it's what energies you want to put into it is what you'll get out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my year in spooky. Oh, I went to Alamo. I just went to the Alamo for Christmas break. Felt a little spooky, but I feel like, again, like the energies kind of have been washed, if that makes sense. Is that like a thing? Like,
yeah, I think a lot of it nowadays, especially with Texans being Texans, like they want to remember those who have given up their lives for Texas to be a republic.
Yeah.
And so I think that's one thing that for sure the state historic has really done well with stuff like that, making sure that it's not forgotten.
Yeah, and when we went there, like, they literally had a thing, and it was like, do not touch the walls.
Yeah.
It was like, it said, like, moisture. It was, like, moisture levels are being, like, measured or whatever. And I was like, I wonder if they're doing, like, some science experiments or doing some, like, data analysis.
And then I know that, like, the oils on your hands will mess up with the walls and everything.
Yeah.
And it's obviously 1800, so.
I mean, it's limestone. So
yeah, you definitely don't
know
want
about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, I feel like, again, just the amount of energies that pass through that space have kind of stripped it of some of maybe the historical. I mean, of course, it's preserved, like the building itself, but I'm talking about like the energies.
Yeah.
Like the spirits that may have been there in the past, I feel like maybe aren't there anymore, or not there as strong as they used to be.
Yeah, and I also think that, being someone that is like they see that they're being respected, that they're being honored. Yeah. So I do think that they're there and they're like, oh, they're actually here to pay respects. They're actually here to learn about what happened. And
yeah,
I mean, if you look at it, a lot of native Texans are like fuck the Mexicans for doing that, like trying to basically take control and like stand up for their freedom. And I think that's what everyone's like, oh yeah, but Texans have a lot of pride.
Part of the culture, and again, like, it just is a touchstone for people in Texas. And I mean, like, again, like, even with San Antonio being so culturally vibrant, especially, again, like, embracing the Mexican culture, like, I feel like it's been very interesting to see that dynamic. But I mean, again, I still think, and I mean, like, it's literally right next to, like, the largest shopping mall that's there. So, I mean, like, we literally, like, popped out of the mall and we're like, oh, there's the Alamo.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think a lot of it is because it's, like, that whole goes back to why, like, the American Revolution happened. It's that kind of like trying to take control that they want it from. They wanted their own freedom to be able to do.
Now can just be like, oh, okay, we're good, we're chill.
So I feel like they're more chill now.
Yeah, spirits are chill. And I mean, like, literally, I made that video on TikTok, and the first comment was like, I've been there 24 times plus, and I've never had any experiences. And it's like, well, yeah, but like, not everybody's gonna have the same experience.
Yeah, and then it also depends on the time of day.
I did tell 2 of the workers about our podcast though, and she followed us on YouTube.
That's awesome.
I was like, hey, this sounds weird, but have you guys ever had any ghost experiences here? Also, they stopped doing the ghost tours.
Oh
yeah, I asked the lady. I was like, oh, do you guys do any ghost tours or anything? She's like, no, not really. And I was like, oh, okay.
Let me tell you, that is probably like. If we could ever get a ghost tour at the Alamo, that'll probably be like one of the coolest things ever.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, they're doing like a lot of restoration and renovation and stuff. So, will we ever be able to? I don't know. But yeah, so those were the things that I went through this year.
You know, something that I did enjoy, just being a native Wacoan, is the whole tour of Dr. Pepper.
Oh yeah, I forgot we did the Dr. Pepper tour. Cool. That was fun.
Yeah. That was cool.
Very interesting. Again, we didn't have any experiences, but was that ghost right next to us in the courtyard? Shorty?
Shorty, maybe.
Shorty, we call you up. Shorty hit that line. I don't know. That was pretty interesting. We did the Waco paranormal tours. I wanted to do the tours when we were in Hot Spring, Arkansas. I wanted to know because, I mean, obviously the hot springs are there, and so I feel like people went there, when they were dying.
Yeah.
So I feel like, and I mean, like, I was in the bathhouse. I did one of the historic bathhouses. Ooh. That place kind of gave me weird vibes, but also I don't know if it's just because there's a bunch of naked people walking around or what.
You know what we should do?
What?
Go to Big Bend National Park.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Apparently there's some stuff
Yeah.
happening there.
Yeah, and I know you already mentioned this a little bit, but what are you looking forward to most for 2023? Getting
I
to
don't
go
know.
more places.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we
Yeah.
were saying. Getting to go more places and like get actual footage and videos.
Yeah.
She was literally looking at buying an infrared camera or not infrared. What were
It's a night vision camera.
Yeah, she was looking at buying a night vision camera, and I was like, Allison, you crazy?
You know,
Bella, you loca? Where you been, loca?
I definitely think that even if it's, for this next year, start off small, probably Texas,
Mhm.
like us actually going to like places
Maybe
like
Louisiana.
Louisiana,
Mhm.
maybe Austin,
Yeah,
San Antonio, just stuff here.
because we can
hopefully-
share a hotel room at the Driscoll.
Yeah, stuff like that. And yes, I do hope that we can travel to bigger places that aren't in Texas.
Invite us.
Yeah, because that'll be pretty cool to be able to go do that.
Yeah.
And not so y'all don't have to sit here and see us on the same 2 sets.
Yeah, and something really cool, guys. We've actually gone up in our numbers pretty good. So I just want to again say thank you guys for
Yeah.
listening to us. Do you have any other specific goals for 2023 for Poltergals? You want to beat Bloody Happy Hour?
Yeah, but
Maybe one day.
That's a whole 3,000 downloads away, though.
I know we're not even close. But just keep downloading, like, subscribing, sharing. I know this episode wasn't like one of our normal episodes. It's just our little New Year's Q&A.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for always checking back with us and supporting us.
Oh. He go vroom vroom.
Vroom vroom.
On the
Sorry about
motorcycle.
our outside noises. As always, that's us, the Poltergals.
Oh man, I missed it again.
It's okay. Allison, call us out.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. You've been listening to The Poltergals.
A Rogue Media Network podcast.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.